Well, Darrell, can you sum up your feelings after that performance and the result?
Just pure resilience, wasn't it? A lot of things happening in the game. I thought we didn't defend particularly well first half. They come through us a little bit too easy on the wides and through the middle. We had the best opportunity before with 𝗬𝗢𝗨𝗥𝗧 going through one-on-one. But there's a lot going on, and then obviously, we lose our goalkeeper, which was a massive blow. But listen, credit to my players, credit to the way they showed that resilience, the experience, and special mention to obviously Bobby. We did have that in place if something did happen with a goalie. But listen, it's one of those things. I take accountability for that. If I'm honest, that's no one else's fault. There's always context behind my decisions. My decision for not bringing in a number 2 goalie at the minute is Luke's back on the grass, and I don't like wasting money. I thought I might have got away with it for a few games, but that's not happened. So we'll reassess it. But that's on me. What my lads did do, they give me everything. What my supporters did do, they give me absolutely everything to get a point, and it's a well-earned point against a team that's probably going to be right up there.
The penalty that was given against you, any complaints about that? Have you have a look back at it?
I haven't seen it back. It didn't seem too many complaints for our lads. So you take that. We've got to learn from that. Whereas I thought our defending last week was exceptional. Today we needed to be better. And there's loads of areas we still need to be better. But let's take the positives. A battling performance by ourselves, and a great performance from the supporters, who I thought was absolutely tremendous all game.
And the equaliser again was about battling, wasn't it? They seen you with the cross in, didn't see, couldn't quite get through, but then he reacts quickly. I mean, that's it, isn't it? That's about battling and getting the ball in the back of the net.
Very much so, brave. I think, to a man, the lads give absolutely everything. 𝗬𝗢𝗨𝗥𝗧, brave there, go and get the goal, go and want it more than they did. And that's pleasing to see it trickle in the back of the net. And then we haven't really been sieged as well, to be honest with you. It's not like we've had loads of defending to do. Bobby's made one save. Yes, there's a couple of crosses going in, but they didn't really trouble him. So, and we still look dangerous on the counter at some times. Get a couple of crosses in. But listen, it's a well-earned point.
You held your hands up in terms of the second goalkeeper in your decision making there. Just how serious is Harrison's injury, though?
It looks like in the back, and so we'll assess that over the next couple of days. It's a shame. But we don't know, backs can be anything. Let's hope it's a jarred back and he's back for next week. So, but like we say, we'll assess that, we'll work on that, and we'll see how next week develops into what we need to do.
And you mentioned Bobby, he was your backup anyway. I mean, has he done some work on the training ground for those situations?
We had conversations with the lads and say, listen, we might have to roll with no number 2 or 2 goalkeepers for a few weeks. And Bobby was a real good option. He enjoys defending. Well, he enjoys defending, and he's a great kid. We brought him in on loan, but he's a proper man. Gives everything, bit of pace, and obviously the fans have already took to him, which is a great sign.
And Bobby, as you say, could have been man of the match last week, I think, as well. He's for different reasons today, perhaps, but also the contribution off the bench as well. I mean, that's really important as well, and that shows the character and the togetherness of the team. Yeah,
we're trying to install that as a non-negotiable, if I'm honest with you. I think the last 2 games it has been a non-negotiable, and the boys have done that really, really well. Now we want to get better. Now we want to, like I said, we want to get better connections. We want to get things. There's 1 or 2 things that come off, but there's a lot more we can do with the ball. We've got some good players that can hurt teams, and I thought we're a little bit loose sometimes with the final pass or the final run, getting caught offside. But listen, I'm not gonna be too hard on my players today. It's a good point on a tough away trip.
Yeah, it's a little bit about developing partnerships throughout the pitch, and that doesn't happen overnight.
No, it doesn't. But get the basics right, get the non-negotiables, get that spirit right, get everybody fighting for each other, defending for their lives. That's what our fans demand. That's what I demand. So it was pleasing on that aspect, but a lot of work to do.
And Charlie Whittaker not involved in the squad today. No, I mean, how's Charlie?
Yeah,
is that?
Yeah, precaution. Sorry to jump in on you there. Precaution. He just tight hamstring from last week. I don't want to be picking up long-term injuries if I can. So sometimes it's you just have to be a little bit cautious. Slates has come back, which is another body. We're hoping Charlie's going to be back next week. We'll assess that early next week. So I'm trying to limit as many injuries as we possibly can. CBR was supposed to be on the bench today, but complained of a tight calf. Didn't take no chances with that. If we can get another 3-4 bodies in before the end of the window as well, which we'll be working hard to try and do, and then keeping away from the injuries will be good.
And a point today, given all the circumstances, I mean, that's a really good point.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Appreciate your time.
Cheers, thank you.
Thanks, Darrell.